bad news. We don't have any room in here for you.
Hey, that's all right. I wouldn't ride in there with you guys, those wussy bikes. This is a bike for on the road, and that's where it's gonna be.
That's right, but when we're in here with the satellite TV, refrigerator, got something cold to drink, we're cooking, you can sleep under that thing.
Hey, with this bike, I can sleep anywhere I want.
Yeah,
I can't believe you guys.
Yeah, you're tough.
Nighttime, there'll be a whole different story about that.
But what I'd like to say is,
It's only 90 grand.
this is some nice riding boots you got there. Hey, we're out of time. We'll see you next time here at Two Guys Garage.
See ya.
What we have here, by the way, is a 3800 Buick motor. It's a pushrod V6. It's a great engine, and it's a whole bunch different. You know, you don't have distributors. You can't set timing. You know, you don't put in points and all that kind of thing. Basically, you have a set of plugs, wires, and look right here. You got a set of coil packs that are crank fired to a module, so there's no timing adjustment like that. So you have a whole different set of rules for tuning it up.
Yeah, there isn't really anything such as a tune-up today like we used to know.
So outside of changing platinum double-tip spark plugs at 100,000 miles and changing a bad plug wire or a coil, what you have to do is you have to do things like clean injectors, clean the throttle body, that kind of stuff. We'll talk about all that. But the first thing you do when you get a car like this coming in, he's complained about his malfunction indicator light or check engine light. We'll go ahead and scan the codes and see what's going on inside the computer.
Well, you know what he's been doing? He's been driving with that light on.
Sure.
And finally he started feeling guilty, and I think the engine's starting to run a little rougher now. So what's happened, he brought it in. The longer you let that light stay on, more likely the longer it's going to, or the more it's going to cost you.
That's right. And he's starting to feel it in his wallet.
All
That's
right,
why
while you
it's
check
here.
the codes, I'm going to check the fuel pressure here.
Okay.
Here's the lesson. Anytime that check engine light comes on, make sure you bring the car in right away and get it checked, because if you let it go, luckily it wasn't too bad here, but if you let it go, it could cost a lot of money.
Sure, it hurt your economy and so on, but also could damage things like your oxygen sensors and your catalytic converters. The check engine light comes on, get it diagnosed.
Well, I tell you what, we've done a lot of work on it, Sam. I think we ought to have some fun.
Well, before we road test this, let's go play with our RC car for a while.
That's exactly what I was thinking about
All
doing.
right, great.
We've run out of time. We'll see you next time here at Two Guys Garage.
See ya. Now you wonder why I won't ride with you.
I don't know why my Karen won't ride with me either.
Hey, Brian Fuller. I was Two Guys Garage host from, man, was that 07 to 11? 4.5 years. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that Two Guys has been going on for 20 years. When I started, I remember Sam Amolo, Dave McBride, Dave Bowman. I mean, that whole crew, that same run of production team, behind the scenes, also on-air talent. I mean, they were going back, God, I think it was 15 years before I even started. When I was a very young man, I remember watching Mamolo, you know, how do you take a wiper off? How does a windshield wiper work? How does an alternator work? One of the things I really learned from him was that education part. But to me, I'm much more of a goofball. So they didn't really think we were gonna work together. And then next thing you know, I'm in this room, which has been renovated since, and we're working together, and I was so intimidated, totally paranoid. It was fun. All right, Sammy, you got her all buttoned up?
Well, I do, man. Now look at the way this truck sits. This truck had just got just the right sit.
See how the bottom looks, speaking of which?
Great, with those little notches that you
Yeah,
made.
it looks nice and even.
Yep.
Sweet. I'm ready to go.
Wait,
How about the
what
back?
do you mean it looks nice and
Let's
even?
see how the back did.
It
you
is
know, you
nice
got,
and even.
You got the bottom done. Let's just see how the back looks.
What's this, like a report card?
Nice.
Well, I took the tip you gave me. Rather than use a level, find something on the chassis. I used the radius rod, strung the bungee cords across there, measured to the center of each muffler. Look at that, Viola, it's
Dude,
done.
you were like,
There you
that
go,
was
man.
Impressive.
Now you can see we come up over the axle, we cleared the painted rod, got some welded brackets there. Again, this is all set.
Yeah, another good tip, get back from whatever you're working on. Make sure, you know, get every angle. Make sure everything looks good and straight, because, you know, it's a little hard to see from right here.
So today, Brian and I are gonna do some body work on the rat rod.
That's right. If you ever want to remove something like a gas handle from your car, gas can right here, it's gas handle right there.
I thought he was introducing me to an automotive term I hadn't heard before.
And we're gonna get rid of this gap cap, fill it in with a new piece. Gotta do the gap cap. Now, we're gonna get rid of that gap cap. We're gonna put a trap
Gas
cap
handle
on
it.
top of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that gap cap out there and put a handle on it. There we go. No, it's wrong.
This is not how you spell gauges. Gauges is not spelled this way. You know, you just can't get a good production staff anymore. You know, you ask them to write gauges on there, and they don't do a very good job. but I'm gonna fix it for them. My parents sent me to 6 years of college so that I could learn to not spell gauges.
I'm Kevin Bird. I've hosted Two Guys Garage, I think 11 years now, so somehow I've become the veteran on this show, which is crazy. Yeah, my favorite builds have been kind of our personal rides. We do a lot of stuff for other people, and that's always super rewarding and fulfilling. But there's something about the camaraderie of bringing in Fuller's 33 that we worked on years ago, Willie's Roadrunner. What a blast to see him doing the big burnouts in his car on the show for the first time was cool. And then, of course, my BMW M3 with the LS3 swap into it. That was so much fun to bring in, show you guys what we get to work on outside of the show. Because these are for other people, but occasionally bringing in our own rides, working together on them, whether it was mine, Willie's, or Brian's. Super cool, rubbing elbows together. Probably my best favorite experiences.
I'll turn this on, see if the fuel pump runs.
I hear it.
Ooh,
Check the rear lights.
We got
See if
spark.
the rear lights are on.
Yeah, the rear lights are fine, I can see them.
Does that mean we
Lots
get
of
to fire it
lumens.
up? Can we run it? Can we run it?
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
All
bro.
right.
Is he qualified to hit this throttle?
I have no idea. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. That's what I'm saying.
Nice job.
That's a good sounding rat rod. Help me! You're not on fire! You're not on fire! You're not on fire! I'm on fire! You're not on fire!
Here we are in a beautiful town of Gunnison, Colorado. This is the 21st annual car show. 300, 400 cars, lots of people. They have a great time here. They put the cars in categories. Now we're in the Corvette area. Here's a couple of fine examples of a Corvette. Here's a 58 Corvette. Got an LS2 with a supercharger, over 600 horsepower, sitting on an Art Morrison chassis, got a C5 front end, 9-inch Ford, triangulated 4-link Tremec 5-speed. This car really performs, it goes great, but kept the character of the car. It looks like a stocker on the outside. Next to me, another 58. This car is box stock. It's got the factory fuel injection. That's a really expensive car, a factory fuel Yvette.
All right. Well, that should hold the rust off.
Boy, what a difference, I'll tell you. That'll work good.
Yeah, it lays down nice.
You know, the neat thing about this Duplicolor paint shop system is it's a high-quality lacquer. It's real easy to use, no mixing. And, of course, all you need is a respirator and good ventilation like we have here in the booth. If you're shooting urethanes, you need more than a respirator. You need a fresh air system.
That's right. Super easy.
Yeah, it's a great way to get started, learning how to paint your own car. Well, we're out of time. We'll see you next time here at Two Guys Garage.
Don't forget to check out our website. We gotta go.
Oh, God, help me! Well, we got one last segment we're going to save for you. We're going to go for a quick test drive. And we'll be right back.
Clean the tool segment. It's awesome. Yes. Clean the tool segment. We got a test drive.
I mean, we let you hop in the back, but dude, I don't think you're going to fit in here.
Yeah, you're too big.
But I
You
was
wouldn't fit.
gonna
But we'll be right back. It's all right.
clean
It's
the
all right.
tool segment.
We'll be back. We only got a tank of gas, so we
this
can't be
new?
gone for too long. All right, man. Let's pop the
tool
keys.
segment. I heard of that.
There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, baby. Keep it going. Keep it going.
What do you think Willie B's doing back at the shop?
Clean the tool segment.
I bet he doesn't have a grin from ear to ear.
Man, I don't ever remember seeing some clean the tool segment on this show.
I can see, Will. You know, Willie's got to earn his keep.
Clean tools, Willie. We'll be right back. You get a drive.
My name is Willie B. Been a host here for 8 or 9 years, depending on where you're looking. One of my most memorable builds of my experience here on Two Guys, there was a veteran who unfortunately stepped on an explosive device and he lost a large portion of both of his legs and a chunk of his arm, and we were able to bring his Corvette in here, access it with handles so he could operate the vehicle, start and stop it. We did a turbo on it, a few upgrades. But to watch this veteran, you know, who again was disabled in theory, but not in application. Like he was down there working with us. He wanted to turn wrenches with us. He wanted to be as plugged in and involved as he could be. I never forget what it was like for him to hop in that car and drive it for the first time. It's amazing what you can do when you help out. And I always tell people, if you want to help somebody, just try. And that was one of those scenarios where we just tried, and it worked out fantastic.